Shira? Shira, we need to run.
What?
Ah! Sprinting?
Whoa, whoa.
Get in the tent. Get in the tent now. Oh my God, stop, please! Please stop!
Meet Wayne, the guy behind the popular YouTube channel Wayne the Bearded Explorer. He's known for taking viewers on epic adventures to forgotten, remote places around the world. Everything from hidden camping spots to eerie abandoned sites. With his immersive style and knack for storytelling, Wayne brings the haunting beauty of these places to life. But on one trip, things took a turn. On December 19th, 2024, Wayne and his friend Damo headed to a remote spot in the UK for another adventure. With just his camera in hand, Wayne was ready to capture whatever the journey had in store, not knowing how unpredictable it would become.
So they've got holes in them, so that's great.
Oh, nice, that's handy.
So they're not doing jack. Right. So, it's left. That way, isn't it?
Hang on. Fuck.
What's that?
There's something painted on the tree. I didn't even see that. There's an arrow on the tree.
Coming round.
What's that?
Turning a big light off.
It's glow in the dark paint.
That's when the first arrow suddenly flew past them, and from that moment on, things only got darker. With each minute that passed, the vibes got creepier and more intense.
Is that something?
There's something there, hang on. What's that say? Yeah, turn your... Oh, fuck's sake. That says ha.
Oh my
Ha.
God,
Ha ha. There we are.
Okay.
Can't turn my big one on.
There's a little path this way.
What's that there? Is that anything?
I don't think so.
Okay. Let's turn. Oh yeah, look. That says.
Are you? I don't know what that says. I think that says run.
Run.
With every new sign they came across, the night grew even more unsettling, yet oddly intriguing. Curiosity kept them going, leading them to follow the trail of arrows deeper into the woods, but they had no idea that something much more sinister was lying in wait up ahead.
I mean, should we think about what we're doing right now for a second? We're just following arrows.
Is that hang on, let me turn.
I think that's the lid for the...
Is that the lid for the paint?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what worries me?
What? That's still wet. My light's gone off again.
That's recent.
That's still wet.
At that moment, Wayne and Damo had a chilling realization. They were being watched. Deep down, they knew someone had been leaving those arrows and signs, and the fresh paint made it clear it was recent. Even with that creeping sense of unease, they brushed it off and kept following the trail, completely unaware of what was waiting for them deeper in the woods.
Another arrow. Yeah, so that points down. So we go down.
Turn the light away.
Right, hang on. Think about this.
That's Blair Witch, that is.
Oh, shit.
Don't know what
That's
Blair
been
Witch
placed, yeah.
is. You know what Blair Witch
Oh,
is? Look it up.
if people are watching these videos, they know what Blair Witch is.
But that's...
Yeah,
That's
that's
not
all
like
been...
bird's nesting.
No, that's been placed in there.
They were surprised to see fresh paint on a tree, but what really caught their eye was a weird object lying nearby, something they couldn't quite make out. Before they could figure out what it was, though, something completely out of the blue happened.
Oh, what? My camera's turned off.
My light's not turning back on
My
again.
camera.
Your camera's... What the is going on?
Off. On. It's got a full battery in it. It just turned itself off.
That's weird. There's a torch up there. Grab it. Go. This way.
Oh, my camera's again.
Someone was in the woods, trailing them. They first noticed a flickering torchlight, followed by the eerie sound of a voice. It was then clear they weren't alone. Fear kicked in, and Wayne and Damo ran frantically through the dark, knowing someone was chasing them. But that was just the beginning. What happened next was even more unimaginable.
This way. This way?
I think so.
This way. What the hell?
He's there.
What?
He's there. Nope.
The man's behavior got even more unsettling. He dashed ahead of them, his eerie laughter echoing through the woods, almost as if he was playing with them, trying to scare them. Wayne and Damo rushed to their car, slamming the doors shut and gasping for breath, their hearts racing from the fear and adrenaline.
But Damo did pick up what was on the floor,
Yeah, near the tree.
and it's a ring box.
Yeah.
The night ended with Wayne revealing to the camera that his friend had grabbed the strange object near the tree. To their shock, it was a ring box, raising even more questions about who had left it there and why. Daryl's no stranger when it comes to the great outdoors. With his trusty dogs by his side, he's had countless adventures. But this time, he came across something seriously unsettling. What started as a typical hike, looking for a good camping spot, quickly turned weird as he got deeper into the forest.
More to these mountains than what we've seen, and so that's the mission this afternoon. A little exploration with the three amigos. It's a good day for it also. Overcast, a little breezy, but still 20 degrees Celsius on the high end today. So yeah, it's a good day. The sun is near enough going down now. And with the breeze, that's enough. That's enough to justify a bit of a hoodie.
As the sun set behind the trees, the darkness started to creep in. That's when he spotted it. Up ahead, a tent with a campfire flickering next to it. He called out a greeting, thinking someone might be nearby, but as he got closer, he sensed something was off.
I think we may have stumbled into someone's camp. I mean, Yeti, she's gonna go and come there, day. Jesus. Hello? Look.
The tent was torn open like someone had violently forced their way in, but there was no sign of anyone. Daryl paused, scanning the area. The campfire was still burning, meaning whoever had been there couldn't have gone far. A chill ran down his spine as he checked out the damage. The rips in the tent didn't look normal, some even seemed like claw marks. He stuck around for a bit, hoping someone would show up, but the place was empty. Everything about it just felt wrong.
Hello. So we got a random fire, an abandoned tent. Nothing in there. It's been out here for a while. Debris on it, but what's a fire? Unless someone's camping in it, but what's the point? What's the point? There's holes at the back. Door. Shredded. When Yeti comes up to me, sits down, it's her saying, let's go. It's time to leave. It's time to leave.
Eventually, Daryl decided it was time to leave, with his dog staying close by. But the questions still lingered. What had torn that tent? Why was the fire still burning? And where was the person who set up camp? One thing was certain, Daryl wasn't sticking around to find out. Kevin and Jamie are explorers who travel to capture the unknown. In this video, they're playing Randonautica, a game where users set an intention and the app generates coordinates to explore. Little did they know, they were about to encounter something truly terrifying.
We picked an intent from Carl Thornley.
Yeah.
Hide and seek. So we are going to... Haha, the birdie's flying.
Jamie chose the intention hide and seek, which took them to a cemetery.
A cemetery.
Yep.
Okay, so what's hide and
There's a
seek?
cemetery too.
What's hide and seek got to do with a cemetery? Because, that's our point. That pole.
No, it's not.
Yeah, that is.
There's binoculars.
Yeah, they just vibrated.
They vibrated.
Yeah, they vibrated. Like, I'm not lying.
When Jamie picked up the device, she noticed it was vibrating in her hand, which only added to the unease. After searching the cemetery, they decided to change their intention, and the app directed them to a new location.
That way.
What's that house?
The hideaway.
That sounds like some wicked breathing over there. What I heard. What did you hear? It's like...
You heard it?
Yeah.
No.
You did...
No.
Oh, what the hell?
No, 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 no.
What is that? Nope. That tree is like falling too. Oh, nope. I'm out. They're coming past it.
A woman in a creepy outfit and doll mask began following them, holding a large stick and shouting nonsensical words as she approached. Kevin and Jamie cut their Randonautica mission short and left, fearing for their safety. Was it a setup, or did they run into someone with more sinister intentions? Junkyard Fox is a channel that covers all sorts of topics, everything from wilderness self-reliance, hunting and gathering, to urban survival tips and modifying outdoor gear for better use. He's always camping in different spots, like this time when he spends the night in a tent out in the New Mexico desert.
Hey, what's up, everyone? James from Junkyard Fox. Thank you so much for joining me on my first desert overnighter of 2025.
He sets up his tent and collects some rocks to build a fire pit. As the sun sets, he lights the fire and gets ready to cook some steak.
So I'm struggling to cook up my steak. The winds are really stealing a lot of the heat away from the fire. So I decided to remove the grill altogether and just cook the steak and boil the water directly on the coals. That way it just heats up a lot faster, which worked beautifully.
He had his steak, drank some beer by the fire, but then he began spotting odd things in the sky.
Did you see that? Not sure if you can hear it. There's like going off or something. I can only assume they're like military exercises off on the other side of the mountain. You'll see like flashes of light and then a loud explosion. See if we can see another one. Oh, what's that? You see that light? Is that a helicopter? Check that out. Oh, there's two lights. Whoa. There's two of them.
What the hell? 3 of them. Are they flares? I want to say that they're flares. 4 of them now. That's crazy.
In the distance, lights appeared in the sky, followed by a sudden explosion. It was probably a military exercise, and those lights were likely artillery flares. The explosions were high explosive rounds going off, with the flares illuminating the target area. It's not something you'd expect while camping, and if you're not sure what they are, it could be pretty scary. You might even think aliens are coming to abduct you. YouTubers Casey and Colton set out on a chilling mission to the abandoned town of Rodney, Mississippi. They'd explored many mysterious places and encountered strange events before, but this experience would surpass them all.
So today, we are actually on our way to the ghost town of Rodney, Mississippi to
Equipped with body cameras and night vision binoculars, they made their way through the dark forest. As they explored, they spotted a fire burning in the distance.
Hey, turn it off, turn it off, turn it off. Here, hold this for a second. Wait, bro, hold this for a second. I'm gonna turn on the night vision. Wait. There's people out here, we gotta go. There's somebody there. Why are we going towards it? Oh my god. Dude, it's going.
One of them looked through the binoculars and saw something terrifying. A man with an axe. He stopped, turned around, and stared right at them.
People living out in these woods? Dude, I don't even want to move another step right now until I know where the f those guys are.
I got a street light down here. Guys, this is a fucking abandoned ghost town. What's up, what's up? You hear that? What was that? Sticks like this. Yeah, I heard that reaction. Yeah.
They thought the guy was following them since they kept hearing sticks and branches breaking with every step. They rushed to the abandoned town, feeling like they weren't alone. Their goal was simple: head to the old church and figure out what was up with the blood-filled pot.
Never in my life did I think I would be in here.
This is the real deal, bro. This is the real deal. These are the altars, man.
No way. Be hella careful.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Let me look at that thing. No way, dude. Oh, I'm already getting
Heard something. The whispers. Help.
While trying to communicate inside the church, something unexplainable happened.
Give us a message. Oh!
The building started to shake, and they realized it was too real. Time to leave. They rushed back to their car, desperate to get to safety, but the horror didn't stop there. While driving down the dirt road, they came across a tree blocking the path. One of them had to get out and move it. As he made his way back to the car, he noticed something in the distance. Using their binoculars, this is what they saw.
Get back in. Bro, I think there's someone back there. No, don't say that.
Lock the door. Lock the door.
How far away?
Someone back there.
How far away?
Oh, he's running, bro.
A man started chasing after their car, and there was no hesitation. They hit the gas and quickly got out of that terrifying place. What happened there? Were they being stalked? And did they unleash something evil in the church? On March 21st, 2024, a YouTuber went solo into the notorious Skinwalker Forest. At first, it seemed like any regular trip, but things took a weird turn after setting up camp.
Somebody coming. Oh my God, there's somebody coming. Guys, there's somebody coming. Hold on, there's somebody coming.
Nobody's supposed to be back here. Who the f is that, bro? Hold on, there's somebody right there. There's somebody coming, guys. Hold on. Bro, what the Who the hell is that? Hello? Hey. Who is that? I don't have no key, man. Leave me alone. Leave me alone.
A car seemed to show up out of nowhere, and as people got closer for safety, he went into his tent, only to realize he wasn't safe there either.
Hello? Whoa. Hello?
Animal.
Something rushed against his tent. Gathering his courage, he stepped outside to check it out.
Dude, I might be freaking myself out, but I swear I just heard something. Okay, I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's fine. Fucking hear something, bro. I'm serious. I hear something.
Hello? Something just moved out there. That sounds like a pig. That sounds like a boar. Is that a train? Oh. Where the hell is it? I don't see it. I hear it, but I don't see it. That's the scariest shit in the world, bro, when you can hear it, but you don't see it.
Dude, what if that's not a boar? What if that's how do we know what sound skinwalkers make? Do we know? I've never heard what it... What the fuck?
What is the fucking thing?
Back inside, the creepy movements kept happening.
Yo, who is that? Stop playing around with me. Who is that? Dude, what's going on? Stop, please. Please. Dude, I was just out there. There was nobody out there. Oh my God, stop, please. Please stop. Oh my God, somebody just put their face up there. I seen a face morph in this thing. What is that, bro? What is low right there? What is low right there? Is that a pig? Is that a pig? Dude, there's an animal trying to get in down to the bottom of my thing. Oh my God. Please stop. The hell? Something's trying to dig under here, bro.
I just heard somebody scream.
When he checked one last time, there was no one there.
Are you gonna run? You gonna run?
Yeah, there's nobody back here.
Hello?
He survived the night, though he barely slept. Was it just people messing with him, an animal, or something like a skinwalker? Frank is known for his exploration videos, but this time he set out on an overnight camping trip, and it got pretty wild. This forest wasn't just any ordinary one. Locals referred to it as Skinwalker Woods, a place so feared that some even claim to have sacrificed animals for protection.
I'm in an area where it's supposed to be cursed of what is known as a skinwalker, but here they don't call it a skinwalker. It's a different demon type of name. But where I'm at now, people sacrifice their dogs, their animals. Look at this. All this is decayed animals.
When Frank arrived, the air reeked of decay, and animal remains were scattered all over the ground, a creepy sign of what was to come. Still, he pushed on, heading deeper into the darkness with only his flashlight lighting the way. Then, after switching to night vision, he spotted something terrifying.
I don't even know what that is. Clearly, I am not the first here. I keep hearing stuff moving the further in the forest I go in. Could be coyotes, it could be animals, but I keep hearing something in this direction. What the hell is that? I guess...
A pair of glowing eyes locked onto him from the trees, unblinking, unmoving, just staring.
Oh, I just heard something. This is absolutely horrifying. This is so stupid. I really don't want to be here right now. What the is that?
On edge, he took shelter inside the building, but the creepy noise didn't stop. He decided to leave, but as soon as he stepped outside, the sound came back, louder, more intense, almost demonic. Something was definitely out there.
There's more to this house, too. Oh my God. Got things all over me. I just heard a man. What the was that? Listen.
Weapon in hand, Frank pushed forward, determined to find the mansion rumored to be nearby. But the deeper he went, the creepier it got. More strange noises, more movement, and more eyes staring at him from the shadows.
I have to get from the forest somehow.
By the time he finally spotted the mansion in the distance, his gut told him to run. Then, footsteps. Something or someone was following him. As he looked around, those same glowing eyes appeared again, silently watching him.
I can hear it.
With his heart racing, he ran back to his car, torn between pressing on or calling it quits. The fear was real. Sitting there, trying to calm down, he started hearing whispers, soft voices murmuring all around him in the darkness. Even with the creepy noises still echoing around him, Frank was set on staying the night. Hours went by, and sleep felt totally impossible. He said it felt like something was watching him, something hiding out in the forest. Was Frank being watched by a skinwalker? Daryl and his dog, Yeti, are no strangers to adventure, often spending their time camping and hiking in remote areas. In this video, they head out on an overnight solo trip deep in the woods, only to realize they're not alone. After setting up camp, their evening starts off calm, just a typical trip. As the sun goes down, Daryl cooks his meal and gets ready to settle in for the night.
Well, Yeti's freaking out. I decided to cook dinner. I've got some chicken doner and some black olives. I was hoping they'd be pipless or seedless, whatever you want to call them, but they are not.
But once darkness falls, the mood shifts. Yeti's behavior suddenly changes. She grows tense, scanning the area, unable to relax.
What is it? What's the problem? What's the matter, huh? What are you unhappy about? So all of a sudden, she just sat up, looked at the other side of the shelter, started growling, and then moved over that way. And that's when I followed her. Quite frankly, Yeti, you're kind of freaking me out tonight. You're not too fond. I don't know why. I find it quite nice.
Then Daryl hears a noise, and in a flash, Yeti bolts into the darkness, her instincts kicking in.
Whoa. Yes.
Now on edge, Daryl feels a wave of paranoia. With no other option, he tries to get some sleep, just hoping to make it through the night. But Yeti never calms down. She keeps barking and growling as the night drags on.
She was up barking and growling a few times throughout the night. And don't know what was up with her. It seemed like as soon as it got dark yesterday, she was just almost changed mentality, right? Barking, growling.
By morning, Daryl steps outside and finds something unsettling. Fresh footprints in the dirt, but they're not his.
And that wasn't there yesterday. So this is my track. This is not my track. See the different treads. Is there better ones?
Something had been creeping around his camp. Daryl came to realize that Yeti had been right all along. He wasn't out there alone. One truck camper was in for a creepy night in the wilderness. After settling into his truck and starting to make a meal, he suddenly heard a loud, forceful tapping on the window, like someone or something was trying to get his attention. He pulled back the curtain to check out the darkness, but saw nothing. He brushed it off and went back to his meal. Then it happened again, this time a strange noise that sent a shiver down his spine.
What?
What is this?
Determined to figure out what was happening, he grabbed his flashlight, stepped outside, and started searching the area. He walked around his truck, listening carefully. Then the noise came back, but this time it was even closer. His heart raced as he scanned the shadows, but there was no sign of anyone or anything. That was enough for him. He rushed back inside for safety. The rest of the night passed in silence, but the question lingered. What was out there that night? Just a coincidence, or something much more paranormal? Luke is an outdoor enthusiast who frequently reviews gear like tents, backpacks, and hiking jackets. His love for the outdoors pushes him to camp out often, not just for reviews, but because he truly enjoys it. This time, he's exploring a tough, rocky mountain called Devil's Throne.
Everyone, thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of the Outdoor Gear Review. Welcome to the Devil's Throne. This large rock structure, everyone, is the Devil's Throne. Basically, it's a series of rocks stacked on top of each other, jutting off and over this mountaintop. It is extremely cool. At the same time, because of the size of this, it offers a ton of protection. So, when you're underneath this gigantic rock, it could be storming outside, and underneath here, you will stay dry.
Luke eventually reaches his campsite, where a thick fog blankets the area, adding to the sense of isolation. Of course, the calm doesn't stick around. Just as Luke's enjoying the peaceful vibe, something out of nowhere breaks the silence.
I wish I could tell you all what that is, but I do not know. Like, it's like just out of my reach as far as my hearing goes, you know? It's like one of those things where, like, I feel like I could tell what it was if it was just a little bit louder, but I can't. It sounds weird though, that's for sure. Not once today have I felt like I was alone up here. When I was hiking up the mountain, I heard footsteps. I heard that strange noise. I hear it again now.
That's when Luke really started feeling like he wasn't alone. As night fell, he started cooking something to eat, trying to shake off the weird feeling. But then he heard it again, and this time it was closer.
I am still hearing that sound. It's pretty loud too. Closer. Unfortunately, it's too foggy, the rocks are too wet to go mess around in the dark. I have to stay right here. Basically, I'm hunkered down for the night. There's that noise again. Every time I hear it, it sounds like it's in a different place. I don't know. It doesn't seem to be coming any closer. Like when we were eating, it was pretty loud, but now it's fairly far off. And that makes it kind of strange, you know what I mean?
There have been several reports of a large black creature with eerie black eyes roaming the mountain. Legend has it that a witch once lived there, believed to have black eyes herself. Even today, people report strange paranormal activity, with some saying it feels like someone is pushing them toward the edge when standing on the cliffs. As for the sounds Luke heard, it could have been the wind or some natural cause, but those footsteps earlier, that's harder to explain. I don't think it was Bigfoot or anything like that, but it was definitely an odd experience. It's the kind of thing that might make anyone think twice about camping alone again. Dan is no stranger to camping in spooky places, but this time, he might have picked the wrong forest. With minimal prep, he headed to Silent Forest, a spot known for its eerie reputation. Campers who had been there before reported strange, unexplainable events, all starting with one unsettling pattern, the moment the forest went silent. Shortly after arriving, Dan began hearing faint noises drifting through the trees.
I'm doing something a little bit differently. I am here at the Silent Forest. And how I am doing things differently is this is just going to be a quick investigation tonight. I will be camping. I will be setting up my tent.
He figured it was just wildlife and kept setting up his camp. As night fell, he lit a fire, but instead of exploring like he usually would, he felt uneasy and chose to stay close to his tent. Dan then decided to turn on his spirit talker device, curious about what kind of energy might be lingering in the area.
Yes, we're here.
Yes, we got a positive response. Thank you for letting me know that. Thank you for letting me know that you're here. Could you tell me about yourself? Feel free to use this device I have sitting on the table to communicate with me. If you don't feel like it, maybe you can make a noise in our surroundings or something.
As Dan tried to communicate with the spirit, he suddenly heard fast, deliberate movement in the trees, like someone running through the woods. He searched the area, but found nothing. Shaken, he went back to his spirit device, only for the activity to escalate even further.
Is there somebody back there? Ron. Ron doesn't sound like it to me. But I could be mistaken. I definitely could be mistaken.
Choosing to settle into his tent for the night, Dan switched on his spirit talker once more. This time, the replies were even more disturbing.
Understand most of what you say.
I suffocated.
I suffocated.
You've got to go.
You've got to go.
I passed peacefully.
As he lay in his tent trying to sleep, Dan suddenly heard rocks being thrown outside, followed by footsteps circling around him. The sounds grew louder and closer, and Dan froze, holding his breath. Dan carefully unzipped his tent and looked outside, but there was nothing. Still, the intense feeling of being watched stayed with him. Unable to sleep, he stayed on edge, waiting for the first hint of daylight.
Alright guys, so it is early in the morning. Haven't heard the birds come up yet. Sun isn't up yet, but it's about to be that time. So I'm going to call it for the night. I'm going to head home. Just because, like I said, sunlight's about to come up. I'm not getting any sleep out here.
As soon as the sun rose, Dan packed up and left, knowing something had been watching him all night. Would you have stayed the night, or would you have left as soon as you heard something lurking outside your tent? Lamar and Lacey are experienced in the wilderness, familiar with the woods. But in this video, they find themselves in a creepy situation. Armed with camping gear and a shovel, they head into a snow-covered forest.
Okay, I'm already hearing dog noises, man. Check this out. It sounds like an aggressive coyote or something. Come on.
While setting up camp, a strange sound echoed through the trees, dogs barking, but there were no dogs around. Then, as night set in, things took an even weirder turn. They started hearing knocking sounds, like someone, or something, was hitting a tree.
Hello?
Lamar went deeper into the woods to gather more firewood, but the further he ventured, the heavier the atmosphere became. Something just felt off.
Probably do some hunting. Dude, this is really not chill. The way these trees are, oh, yo, this is creepy. Look at that. What the hell? Somebody there?
When he came back, Lacey decided to use their spirit device to try and make contact with whatever might be out there. Here's some of the activity they picked up.
Like I mentioned, if you tell me your name, I'll make you a... It's a good deal. My name is Albert.
Albert?
Okay,
What?
I kept one earlier on when I offered up a wiener to the spirit. The cat ball. I didn't move. That's
No,
actual,
yeah, no.
like...
Yeah, that probably caught her up there. That's actually
I'm not aggressive.
not aggressive. Not accidentally, but one man.
Did you hear that?
After experiencing the strange activity, they chose to head further into the woods, but it only grew more unsettling. A voice came through, urging them to stay alert, and then they heard loud knocking and the sounds of dogs fighting.
He's out here. Pay attention, pay attention, pay attention.
That's what I said?
They continued on and came across something odd, a tree with no trunk, as if it had been torn in half. Larma called out, hoping to draw something out, and just as he did, Lacey suddenly felt a sharp pain run down her back.
Hell happened there?
Huh. Oh. Oh, don't do that.
What?
Oh, hold this, hold this.
What?
Oh, no, that, like, the second you started doing that, like a really, really sharp pain.
In the distance, they saw a tall, shadowy figure watching them from the trees. They were certain this wasn't just any encounter. This was a Sasquatch.
An animal move. I saw the body.
Are you staying?
I just saw the body. No, we're not staying. Oh.
Are you kidding right now?
Chelsea, all my life, I'm seeing like a 10-foot figure.
Okay, what the f?
That was like a Sasquatch.
Holy crap. Okay, we gotta put this fire out. It's not that we're like... Guys.
That's actually scary.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Legitimately, Chelsea.
It's just like, if he comes out here, like we're literally like, we can't do anything.
We're leaving everything. We're leaving everything.
Like there's nothing we can do to fight off a Sasquatch.
Realizing they were being watched, they decided not to take any chances. They packed up camp and left. But they didn't just take footage with them. They left with the unsettling feeling that something was still out there. Hiking Dancer is passionate about hiking and spends a lot of time on trails, often walking for days and sharing her adventures on her channel. She used to camp frequently, but lately her videos have mainly been about hiking. In the video I'm about to show you, she goes solo camping on the Florida Trail.
This actually was the area I wanted to get to last time I hiked the trail, and I realized it was like the worst trail on earth. I'm giving this trail tries and tries, but this is a cool blue blaze from a trailhead, and it is a chillier day today, so I thought I want to try to hike a little bit.
She hiked for a long time before finally reaching her chosen campsite. Once there, she set up her tent, made everything cozy, and started a fire to stay warm while preparing a cup of milk tea.
Really hungry, just drank some milk tea, and the fire is going out. I could restart it, and probably I will get rid of the final wood that I have near here.
After the long walk, she's drained. Soon after getting comfortable in her tent, she drifts off to sleep.
I'm so tired, but I can't sleep. So many sounds. I guess that was a bunch of coyotes just living their best life. They were really close. And it's actually raining a little bit right now, so it's like 10:30, and I went to bed at like really early. Can't sleep. Lots of different sounds.
The peaceful night was suddenly interrupted by what sounded like coyotes very close to her tent. It seemed like there were a few of them, but they didn't come any closer, so she didn't feel the need to worry. However, not everyone would stay that calm in a situation like that. Encounters with wild animals like this could make some people hesitant to camp alone, so it's always a good idea to have some kind of protection just in case. Anyway, she woke up in the morning to the sound of birds singing, making it feel like the previous night had never happened. Austin's solo camping trip turned out to be far from peaceful.
Campground at Patoka Lake in Indiana. I'm the only one out here. Obviously, it's kind of cold and it's projected to get colder and it's raining, but I like a challenge.
After setting up his fire and having dinner, he got ready for a peaceful night under the stars.
Of my wood that I brought, but as long as I can keep at a steady rate of getting other wood, which is all wet, as long as I can keep that getting in here and keep a constant flow, I think it's gonna be alright.
Austin was out looking for more firewood when this occurred.
Strong, but it's getting pretty thin, if you can tell, like down in the bottom of it. Can't really see anything out here, so yeah, I have this flashlight. It's got a good beam on it. So it was mostly wet. What the? I don't know if you guys just heard that, but like something literally just went boom over there.
Feeling on edge, Austin checked his campsite, but everything seemed normal.
Too. Like maybe it was the wood, but it doesn't look any different than when I left. And I don't think that this would make that kind of sound.
As the fire burned out and the weather worsened, he chose to spend the rest of the night in his truck.
And I bagged out of the tent because it's pouring and I got paranoid as hell. I'm not gonna lie. It's freaky out here by yourself.
Austin thinks the noise was caused by a post that had fallen, while some viewers believe it could have been something else.
Like safe area, no dogs, no weapons. And so I set it up against one of the tables, like one of the camping tables. So I set it up against that because it was in the middle of the road. I look over whenever I went out to go to the bathroom or something, and it was laying on the ground. So I was like, wait a minute, that makes sense.
Was it an animal or something much more sinister? What do you think was lurking in the woods that night? Two sisters went on an early morning hike in Colorado, but by 6:30 a.m. their chill walk turned into something pretty creepy.
We're frozen here. Because that doesn't sound like coyotes. They got something. Are they getting closer, Joy?
As they walked along the trail, a bone-chilling howl echoed through the dense forest. The sound was unlike anything they'd ever heard, unnatural, distorted. They froze, hearts racing, not sure whether to keep going or turn back. A cyclist rode past a moment later, vanishing into the trees, but soon after the sounds got louder, more intense and aggressive.
A biker just went that way, and the sound got worse.
As fear set in, they weren't alone for long. A small group of hikers showed up, and together, they decided to investigate. Following the sounds, they eventually came across something truly strange, a lone kennel deep in the woods. But why was it there? Was it just the distant echoes of animals, or something much darker, a skinwalker, a shapeshifter hiding in the shadows? These friends went on a 2-day hike to the so-called Undead village. Not long after starting, they spotted footprints on the trail.
There's a footprint right here. Couple footprints going this way.
Looks like we're not the only one.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them here. Maybe just a couple. It's hard to tell.
They kept going, but soon after, something unsettling happened.
What is that?
What the hell is that?
Who is that? Yo.
He's going into the woods. What the hell?
What's that? That was a person.
I know. Should we, go help them?
They shook it off and ventured further into the forest. As night approached, they began setting up camp, preparing for a dark night ahead. Then, out of nowhere, they heard this.
Okay, spooky.
Was that a person?
Sounded like it.
Looking for a better spot, they walked farther, and suddenly, their light went out.
So...
Oh. The light. It just died.
How? No.
Yeah.
There's no way.
I can't see a thing now.
In a hurry to set up camp, the strange noises only seemed to get closer.
What is that? Is that something?
Whoa.
Sprinting?
Whoa, whoa.
Get in the tent. Get in the tent now.
Eventually, as they got ready for bed, this happened.
Turn off the light, turn off the light, turn off the light.
Thankfully, they made it through the night unharmed, but just as they were getting ready to continue their hike, this happened.
Hopefully we didn't like part 2. What is
Who is
that? Michelle,
What?
go.
Go. What the hell? He's right there.
He's literally yelling.
Come inside. Over here. Jesus. Who is that?
I don't know.
Come on.
Eventually, they reached the Undead village, and as they explored, weird things kept happening.
Shira, we need to run.
What?
Ah! Go, 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 go.
Luckily, they made it out unharmed. What do you think? Is this just another staged video, or could something truly unsettling be happening in the Undead village? Kevin is used to the outdoors, camping, hiking, fishing, and more, but this trip was different. He challenged himself to spend the night under a tarp alone in the forest. Little did he know, he'd encounter something that would stick with him long after. Setting out on his bike, Kevin packed everything he needed for the night, reached his campsite, set up his tarp, and settled in.
I'm doing something awesome. I'm solo tarp tenting for the first time. I just got a tarp. You saw in my last video I did a little lunch break tarp camp, but this time I'm out in the woods. So I made it in, and I think I found the perfect area to camp here. Right over here is the tree I'm going to use to set up the tarp. I'll show you the tarp setup I'm planning on, and I just have this nice big area here. It's nice and mossy and soft. Perfect.
As the sun dipped behind the trees, Kevin started cooking his stir-fry just before darkness fully settled in.
Nice and healthy dinner. It's getting darker out now. I don't know if you can tell on the camera, but it's starting to chill off a little bit too. So I'm going to eat this up and then get some things ready for bed. I got to get my bedding ready still and everything.
The night was calm at first as Kevin enjoyed the peacefulness of the forest. His GoPro and bike were close by, ready for anything. He thought it would be a typical quiet night, but soon enough, things took an unexpected turn.
And I love it. This is what I look for. Well, my senses are up a little bit, like, you know, I'm like hearing, when I hear things, like I'll be doing something and I'll be hearing a sound and I don't realize it's the sound that I'm doing. And I'm like, you know, what's...
At 12:30 a.m., Kevin was suddenly jerked awake by a terrifying scream echoing through the trees. It was nothing like any animal noise he had ever heard. His heart racing, he fumbled to get his camera working, and after some struggle, he finally started recording. But the eerie screams kept coming, sending chills down his spine. After what felt like an eternity, the sounds finally stopped. Kevin, still holding his weapon tightly, tried to sleep, but the forest no longer felt safe. As morning came, the usual wildlife noises filled the air, and Kevin knew it was time to leave. What do you think was behind those terrifying, bone-chilling noises? While hiking through the woods, Tucker came across something truly terrifying, a potential crime scene.
No way. That somebody just... What? Bro. You're lying. I got it. Dude.
While walking by the lake, he spotted something reflecting in the water, a car submerged beneath the surface. Shocked, he began recording his find.
Why else would you dump a car in a lake all out here in the middle of the Pine Barrens unless it was connected to some kind of criminal act?
Tucker decided to enter the water to see what he could find. Thankfully, there was no one inside. Realizing the seriousness of the situation, he called the police, suspecting the car might be connected to a crime.
James, but everyone calls me Tucker.
Okay.
But I can just show you,
Yeah.
I guess, yeah. So basically I was just out here last night. I was just walking through here
Okay.
because I have like this little, it's called an underwater scooter,
Okay.
and I took it in the bay
Uh-huh.
yesterday and it was super murky.
Okay.
And I remembered from like when I was a teenager that this
Yeah.
was really clear back here, and I hadn't looked at it. And so either way, I walked around the lake and I saw a car in there and I was like, this is crazy, dude.
There's a vehicle in the water submerged. I'm gonna try to get a tag for you.
Local authorities arrived and removed the car. It was definitely a chilling encounter, and it could have turned out much worse. Luke, an experienced outdoorsman known for his countless hikes, camping trips, and backpacking journeys, set out on a different kind of adventure this time. He wasn't alone.
Let it begin.
Luke ventured into a forest recently devastated by a hurricane. The destruction around him made the place feel eerie, with fallen trees and debris scattered everywhere. Finding a safe spot to set up camp wasn't easy. Eventually, Luke settled in and got ready for the night ahead. As he gathered firewood and prepared a meal, the chilling reality of his surroundings started to set in. The forest was destroyed and eerily silent, broken only by the faint sounds of nature.
Got a fire going. This is perfect. After weather events that took place, just like what happened here with the hurricane, anytime there's widespread damage, you really have to be careful. Days, weeks, even months. You really do have to be careful of additional downfall. A lot of these trees right now, they're just laying against other trees.
Through the foggy woods, the bone-chilling howls of coyotes echoed. With no full tent to shield him, the situation grew even more terrifying.
Those coyotes are close, folks. Really, really close. There were two packs. One was over here and another one was back here. Again, very close. Yep. It's time for me to actually go to bed now. I've just been laying here, doing some reading, but it's bedtime.
By morning, he woke to his alarm. This experience served as a chilling reminder of the dangers that can lurk in the wild. What would you do if you heard coyotes nearby? Would you stay or leave? An avid outdoorsman, camping had been part of his life since childhood, but in October 2018, he and his dad encountered something that shook them to their core. Around 11:30 p.m., they were sitting by their campfire, the flames flickering in the dark, when suddenly, out of nowhere, they heard a deep guttural growl.
Man, we're here in camp. Do you hear that?
The sound sent chills down their spines, followed by a loud bang that echoed through the woods. Their camera recorded everything, but the video cut off before they could figure out what had actually happened.
You think that's a yote? Or a Sasquatch?
For those with plenty of outdoor experience, this was totally out of the ordinary. A lot of people think the noise they heard that night might have come from a Sasquatch. What's your opinion on it? Frank, a YouTuber famous for exploring abandoned mines, faces a spooky twist in this video. Battling heavy winds and rain, he makes his way to the Waldeck Mine, a creepy 150-year-old tunnel lost in darkness.
Okay, that's the portal to the Waldeck mine. I'm inside. The wind has kind of died down a little bit and it's not raining, so I managed to stay dry. Of course, I'm inside this little alcove kind of, but anyway, you come down this little incline path and then big boulders here you have to climb over, and then the tunnel's right behind me this way. So let's check it out. Let's get in here. So, okay, wow. Oh, Jesus, wow, that's... So that goes up into the stope, and you can see up there where my light is, all of those stacked boulders, all of that rock is apparently being supported by this ceiling made out of wood and timbers. So there's a lot of weight on here, on these boards. So we'll carefully and quietly go through here. And you can see the tunnel continuing down there, another ore chute. And like right here, it's kind of breaking. That timber there is kind of breaking, and wow, this is crazy.
It started out like any other exploration, but then things got weird. Strange, unexplainable sounds came from the passage behind him, the very one he'd just walked through.
Boards are bending. Do you hear that? Sounds like, what, is that wind? Can you, I don't know if you can hear that on the camera. Do you hear that? It stopped. Wow. I don't know what that is. That doesn't sound like wind, but that's crazy. Don't know if that's a bird or I don't know what that is. It almost sounds like snakes, but wow. I've heard some weird stuff in mines, but that is definitely creepy. I don't know what that is. So let's get out of here.
The sound was strange and creepy, making Frank feel nervous. He didn't know what it was, but one thing was sure. He wasn't going to stay and find out. Whatever was in that mine, he didn't want anything to do with it. A solo camper pitched his tent deep in the wilderness, miles from anyone, with only his loyal dog for company. It was peaceful, with the familiar silence of nature all around, but in the dead of night, something changed.
Hello? Something in the distance? Good girl. Good girl. You stay warm in there, okay? Yo, bro. This is getting bad. The vibes are so bad right now.
A strange feeling washed over him. Trusting his instincts, he quickly packed up and started heading out.
Oh boy. Sometimes I feel like I'm in a nightmare when I'm in this scenario, you know? On my way back from my adventures aren't really the most fun. As much as it seems like it's fun to me, it's really kind of creepy. It legitimately feels like someone's leaving with me. Are you watching me leave? Who is this? This is creepy as hell. Kia, what do you pick up? That's not a good sign. Being this remote actually sucks.
As they trudged through the snow, they got the sense that someone, or something, was following them. Then they saw it.
That's so weird. A bunch of like dog paws, dog prints going up into that.
They spotted paw prints in the snow, fresh and circling around them. Could wolves have been tracking them? Luckily, they made it out safely. This video was filmed by campers, but the details of when and where it was taken are still unclear. Experts estimate the creature to be nearly 7 feet tall, towering over its surroundings. The person filming struggles to keep the camera steady, clearly shocked by the creature's massive size. Then it takes a slow, deliberate step forward, and that's when the filmer bolts. Can we really blame them? Wizard in the Wild is a channel run by a sweet elderly couple who share their van, life, travels, and daily vlogs, usually full of entertaining and uplifting content. But this time, things took a darker turn. One night, they were attacked by strangers who smashed the windows of their van. It was a shocking and unsettling experience, especially for a channel that's typically all about adventure and joy.
Attacked. It was so violent though. I had a look round the motorhome and I could see the front windscreen was cracked in about 4 places, but not, you could still use it, it was just cracks, you know.
Big cracks, yeah.
But the passenger side cab door was completely stove in. It was just shards of glass.
Everywhere, all over the seat, the floor, going through the door and everything.
It was pouring with rain.
Yeah. It was like a muddy car park.
Yeah, it was a bit muddy, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was awful, wasn't it? We were just stunned. We just didn't know what to do. So what we've decided to do anyway is I just picked up the camera. I suppose it's just what you do, isn't it? Maybe for evidence, and you just get on with it. And I've filmed some of what the aftermath of what actually happened. Just can't believe it. We've just been woken up with a loud bang, and you dropped something on the floor there. Or was that glass? 2 bricks. And someone's just smashed Merlin's windows while we were sleeping. So no, we don't recommend this as a place to stop. They smashed the windscreen, but Graham's hoping he can drive with that. But here's us in the middle of nowhere with a broken window and a cracked windscreen. About 200 miles from home. So, pretty awful really. Just don't know what to do. I'm still in shock, literally. Just, we heard this really loud boom, 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 boom music, because we think it was just boy racers. And suddenly the music went quiet, and it was just loud bang, and Graham reckons there was 2 of them, because the bricks hit the van at the same time. And it's pouring with rain. I don't know how we're going to get home. Anyway, I've got to try and sort this out now.
It was a rainy, cold night, and having their windows smashed in those conditions, so far from home, was just awful. It makes you wonder, why would anyone do something like this? A guy was filming nature and enjoying the view when something unexpected came into view. A large, bulky figure suddenly emerged from a bush. It didn't stay long and quickly moved into another bush. The video was labeled as the clearest proof ever, but after watching it, it seems more like a person in a costume than an actual mythical creature. But that's just how I see it. Dee headed out for a solo camping trip, aiming to build a shelter, cook, and soak in the quiet of the forest. After setting up camp and starting a fire, she was enjoying her meal when a strange light appeared in the distance. At first, the light seemed harmless, but upon closer inspection, it flickered on and off multiple times, almost like someone was pacing around, watching her. What's even creepier is that Dee didn't notice the light while it was happening. She only saw it later while editing her video. The whole time, though, she couldn't shake the feeling that someone was nearby, constantly watching her, making her feel like someone was lurking just out of sight. Then, just as suddenly as it appeared, the light went out, but not in the usual way, like someone simply turning it off. It looked more like it was pulled away, as if something or someone had yanked it out of existence. Dee finished her night like normal, sleeping until morning, and nothing else seemed out of the ordinary. But when she went through her footage, she realized that light had been there for over 7 minutes before it vanished. Someone, or something, was definitely out there, watching her. A woman was walking through the forest one afternoon when she unexpectedly came across something.
I heard some kind of weird call, like a guttural throat growl or something.
She began hearing strange sounds and started recording the scene. At first, she thought it might be a bear, but the more she observed, the more something felt off. Was it an undiscovered creature, or were her senses playing tricks on her? A group of 4 men headed out for a peaceful overnight fishing trip deep in the Atlantic Ocean took an unexpected turn. While 2 men slept, the others kept watch over the boat. Then, around 3 a.m., something strange happened.
This is crazy. I heard it. I heard it. I hear it. Oh my God.
Strange, unsettling noises echoed across the open sea. Creepy, chilling sounds that didn't sound like they came from any human or animal.
We got another one over here. What are those?
The men hurried to the edge of the boat, looking out at the dark waters. That's when they spotted it. Something was swimming next to them. It wasn't just on one side. It surrounded the boat. The sounds grew louder and sharper, almost as if something was trying to get their attention.
Fast underneath that water. Something's swimming real fast underneath that water. I hear him. Where's he at? What the is that noise, bro? What is that noise? Where are you?
The men stood still, watching the water ripple around them, and then the video cut off suddenly. Was it just marine life, or could it have been something more mysterious? Something they couldn't explain? A Facebook user posted a video claiming it shows Bigfoot during a camping trip in Alaska's boreal forest. The footage captures the filmer attempting to stay out of sight as a large, dark figure briefly appears in the distance before disappearing back into the woods. Is this video a real Bigfoot sighting or just another hoax? This video is said to be leaked government footage showing a massive, unidentified creature, possibly Bigfoot, roaming deep in the jungle at night. While many consider it a hoax, some find the footage surprisingly convincing. Could there be some truth to it after all? Mo Sargi and his friend decided to take on a frightening challenge, spending the night at a so-called Satanic campsite deep in the wilderness of Canada.
We are not gonna need any tents,
I'm not gonna use my RV motorhome. I'm not gonna use any of that stuff for today's camping adventure. What we are gonna do is hike about 30 to 40 minutes, maybe even an hour, up this mountain in the middle of nowhere here in Canada. There is an abandoned campsite, like an actual camp where kids would go and camp. Now the stories are...
After hiking for some time, they reached their destination. With night closing in, they began searching for a spot to camp for the night.
Coolest places I've ever been to. As you guys can see, most of the buildings are there. That was like the actual camp. Now there's an area there somewhere where they would do the actual like satanic cult rituals. What do you guys say? We go and explore right now. All right, we're about to start exploring the cult camp. So up here, by the way, this is where apparently and allegedly the cult leader dude would do his like rituals. He was telling me how they were here exploring at nighttime and they encountered a dude wearing like a cloak of some sort. All right, where do we start first? Some of these actually look kind of boarded up. Oh, we found our sleeping quarters for tonight. Oh, this is scary, dude. Oh my God. Bro, what the hell? Is this an infirmary or a camp? You know they had some mofos strapped. There's blood on this. Dude, dry blood. All over the freaking bed. Guys, what the hell were they doing here? Only one way in and one way out. Yeah. Does that sound like something moving in there?
I did hear.
While exploring, they heard a few strange noises, but they kept going, determined to find the perfect spot to camp.
Excited for it too. It's been I swear to God, I heard somebody walking over there. Hello? Show yourself. Oh, a pentagram. What the There's literally a satanic pentagram on the ground. It's definitely something demonic in that one building, but I won't sleep there. For me, this feels a bit more happy.
Eventually, they found a more comfortable spot to sleep. As the night grew darker, the atmosphere around them started to change.
Getting ready for bed right now. Josh has got his little tiny bed over there. We're using the Anchor Solix light to kind of give us like a night light tonight. All right, I'll see you guys in the morning.
Footsteps echoed down the hallway, and out of nowhere, a frightening sight appeared. A man in a cloak, just like the figure from his friend's video, watching them. The next morning, they discovered the door had been open. Overcome with anxiety and confusion, they went through their footage again.
Wait, did we not close the door?
Yeah.
Wait,
When maybe?
no, there's not.
No?
This camera's something opened the door. It's speeding it forward right now. Oh, what the f was closed? Closed. What is that? There's someone there. What the dude, it's the guy with the cloak.
What they saw sent chills down their spines. Fear took over, and without hesitation, they packed up and quickly left the area. A video called Jabba's Cascade Bigfoot, uploaded on August 5th, 2024, has intrigued many viewers with its strikingly realistic portrayal. However, since there is no information about where it came from, the footage remains shrouded in mystery. Take a look. In the video, the creature seems to notice the man before quietly slipping away. Many believe it stands around 7 feet tall. Without any additional details, this fascinating sighting remains an unsolved mystery. Imagine this, a warm summer day on August 12, 2024. Travis the Explorer, behind the Hoggett Project, embarks on what appears to be a typical camping trip in a remote mountain area. The day unfolds just like any other, searching for the perfect camping spot, setting up camp, and gathering wood for a campfire. However, little does Travis know, his peaceful day is about to take a chilling turn.
I kind of like how it's open out that way too. Lets a little bit of light into these woods. That way, cannot see a thing. And I don't think I was recording earlier, but something made a heavy sound over there. Could have just been some old rotted logs settling. But up that way, a couple miles, there is a camp. But I don't think anybody's hiking this way back.
At first, everything seems normal until Travis hears something, or someone, moving around his campsite. Initially, he brushes it off, assuming it's just the sound of old, rotting logs settling in the forest. But soon, things take a more unsettling turn.
The red lamp keeps the bugs away. I don't know if that was me or something over there. Definitely something over there.
The noises grow louder and closer, and Travis begins to feel the tension mounting. Could it be a person? The uncertainty gnaws at him, making him uneasy.
I hear a couple more loud crunches, and that's when I stand up and I just shine the forest. Of course the noises stopped, and I'm guessing whoever it was, it found a good spot to lay low. I didn't see any eyes glowing back, didn't see any movement, other than I did see a bat. But definitely that is not what made the loud noises. But as I'm looking in that direction, I'm not even kidding, it looks like somebody dressed up in camo. And they've got their back slightly angled away, I'd say like at a 45 degree. They're standing there about 6 feet tall, looking like a human that I just caught that was probably sneaking up on me. That's all I can think. When I saw what it was, the human, and I kept the light on him for a good 20 solid seconds without saying anything. You know, the fear just kind of washed over me because I'm thinking, what's gonna happen? Call them out like, hey, what are you doing? And they're all camoed out. Maybe they'll just say, oh crap, he caught me. Now I'm gonna shoot him. I mean, we're out in the middle of the woods. They say that people are the ones to fear. It's not the animals.
Travis narrowly avoids what could have been a far more dangerous situation, all due to his quick thinking and decisive actions. This experience serves as a chilling reminder that the true threat isn't always the wilderness, but the individuals who hide within it. It's unnerving how frequently we take the safety of our everyday surroundings for granted. MCM Outdoors documents his solo camping journey on the Laner Moors. After enjoying a peaceful day, he prepares for the night, feeling at ease. However, things take a turn when he begins hearing mysterious noises close to his tent.
It's getting closer. Oi!
Despite getting little sleep, he managed to get through the night and left his adventure behind the following morning. While walking in the woods, this man's dog suddenly becomes anxious, sensing something strange nearby. As the dog's unease intensifies, something unexpected happens.
I've been out here walking my dog for a minute, and I really... No. It's okay, boy. He spooked about something. Something's been following us. And I can just hear it. No, boy. Come on. It's okay. Come on. Come on, it's okay. Come on. No, boy. No.
A lion cub stealthily follows them, and the owner, alarmed, quickly chases after his dog. Both of them feel the adrenaline surge as they narrowly escape the unexpected threat. Exploring with Bear is a channel dedicated to venturing into various woodlands and eerie parts of the world. However, this particular camp turned out to be one of his scariest. It all began when Bear set up his tent next to a cave in a dark, undisclosed forest.
Place right now, it is right by that dry creek bed that me and Doug got chased out of last night. Now granted, we are a long ways from that part of the creek bed, but nevertheless, if something's traveling that, something big's traveling the creek, it could end up over here easy.
Oh, I can't see nothing. My lights are about... Whew. All right, you can't really see yet. Let me grab another light here. So, all right, let me show you what we're working with here tonight. I got my bag over there in the corner. Most of the time, I use that for a pillow because I always forget to bring a pillow. But this time, I did not forget to bring the pillow. So, got the pillow, got the blanket. Under the blanket, I got this. This is what I'll be sleeping on. Like once the sun goes down, it gets real cold right here. That's a weird sound.
Right away, Bear voiced his concerns and fear about the location of his camp. However, not long after, things took an even stranger turn.
Sounds like something's out there. This is scary. I am like surrounded. I'm all by myself, surrounded by Appalachian mountains. By myself. Doug, other side of that mountain, in an RV with his dog. He's a German Shepherd named Elio. Good dog. There's a thud coming from that way now. Man, there's just a lot of noises out here. Could be a lot of wildlife. As long as that big thing don't show up, man, that was freaking, and it would, you gotta see the video. Sound like still hear it. It's moving stuff around. These freaking mountains are crazy. Hello? They gotta see the tent. I don't hear it anymore. Oh my goodness. Let me camera around. Can you see anything? Dang it. I know you guys say to do this. This feels so stupid though, like sticking my head out of a tent right now.
Bear started hearing odd and unsettling noises around his tent. Feeling uncertain, he stayed quiet and armed himself with his knife for protection, his heart pounding. After a few moments, he gathered his thoughts and inspected the area, but found nothing. He returned to his tent, only for the strange sounds to continue. Despite checking once more, he found no explanation, leaving the mystery unresolved. While walking through a forest in Gothenburg, Sweden, on her way to the bus stop, Ellen Mellberg-Sted noticed something unusual and managed to capture it on camera.
Jag är på väg till min psykolog nu och han har lovat mig att kolla på Mellberg den här veckan. Undrar vad han kommer ställa för diagnos på mig. Och alltså, det är så jävla halt.
A dark figure suddenly appears from behind a tree and disappears almost immediately. Unfortunately, the video doesn't provide a clear view of what it might be. Ellen didn't notice it while walking, but upon reviewing the footage later, she couldn't explain what she saw. Could it have simply been an animal? In the remote wilderness of New Mexico, a group of hunters went out to explore. They stopped near a big cliff where there's a cave at the bottom. At first, the cave looks normal, but when the cameraman zooms in, something starts to show. It looks like a shadow at first, but as the camera gets clearer, it turns out to be a human-like figure. The figure's broad shoulders and elongated limbs make the cave entrance seem tiny in comparison. Even from a distance, its size is impossible to ignore. To this day, the origin of the figure remains unknown, a haunting reminder that even in the modern world, some corners of nature still defy understanding. While trekking through the Iron Axe, a group of hikers noticed something strange. Take a look.
Whoa, there it is.
It's a bear. That's not a bear. What is it? It's a freaking bear.
What?
A bear walking on legs that's brown around here? Like a bear. Bears are black.
At first, they couldn't tell if it was a bear or something else, but after seeing the footage, I understand their confusion. It almost looks like a gorilla, but gorillas don't live in this area. The creature quickly vanished into the woods, leaving them wondering what they had just witnessed. What do you think it was? A homeowner in Georgia frequently heard strange noises coming from the woods near his property, so he decided to set up a camera overnight to capture whatever was causing them. When he reviewed the footage, he discovered something unsettling. The footage revealed deep, eerie sounds unlike any known animal calls. He contacted several wildlife experts, but none could identify the source. However, people online suggested an answer: Bigfoot. The channel is called Sort of Interesting, and it really is, especially for camping enthusiasts. The creator often shares videos of his travels around the country, camping in various spots. It's super relaxing, and in this particular video, he heads out with his gear to camp in a forest near a big, beautiful river.
A few items here from my bag just to lower the weight on my back, because even though I anticipate it going extremely chilly tonight, which is why I've currently got an extra layer for bedtime on, although I am going to wear all of this straight through till the morning, it's been a beautiful day and it's still really warm in the evening here. So carrying all that kit and wearing extra layers is definitely sweating a little bit more than I wanted to. I'm almost too scared to breathe here. I think a dog or something just came in. I was half asleep when, with no prior torchlight, a lot of animal-like rustling broke out. Then suddenly in the darkness, a loud crack sound really woke me with a start. Oh, that's right, they're looking straight at me. I am trying not to panic. Hello? Right, I'm just going to use the phone light now, and I'm just going. They haven't been about, I haven't seen a single light now for maybe 5-10 minutes. I don't even know. I've been just trying to keep as calm as possible, but when they walked off and the light went out, I don't even know which direction they were, but somewhere in that direction. I'll forget it, let's just go. Right, I'll use the phone now. I'll keep the phone recording just in case anything else happens.
He was suddenly woken up by the sound of sticks snapping, and when he opened his eyes, he saw a light. He got a little freaked out since it was pretty late, and he thought he'd be alone. So he stepped outside and called out, "Hello?" but got no response. The person then just disappeared into the woods. Since he was stealth camping in a forest that's not super remote, the guy was probably just out on a night hike. It's likely he was just as startled by the voice as the creator was by him. The stranger was probably telling his friends about the weird hello he heard while alone in the woods, but still, the creator felt a little off knowing someone else was out there, so he packed up and decided to leave the forest. Frank is known for his spine-chilling exploration videos, but this time, he might have stumbled upon something that defies explanation. Luckily for us, it was all caught on camera. In this video, Frank heads into a cemetery late at night. The air is still, the silence eerie, until strange noises pierce the quiet. As he surveys the area, he spots something peeking over a wall. Confused, Frank lifts his night vision camera for a better look, but whatever was watching him is gone.
I just see something peeking out, or...
Determined to figure out what or who it was, Frank steps back, hoping the figure will reappear, but it's gone. If it had been watching him, it was now nowhere to be found. Cautiously, he enters the cemetery, the only path leading him further into the unknown. Armed with his spirit device, he calls out, hoping to capture any signs of activity.
Unless that was a ghost. I'm gonna turn off my light. Now that I just told everybody that I'm here. Turn on my second IR. There we go. Holy shit, I can't see anything.
As he moves through the eerie grounds, a loud bang echoes through the night. He's not alone. Gripping his thermal camera, he scans the darkness, searching for any sign of movement. As he approaches one of the cemetery's structures, he sees something, a head peeking around the corner. But when he rushes inside, there's no one there.
I got something staring at me from a room. Oh my god. Holy shit. I got something staring at me from a room.
As he cautiously moves through the dark halls, an eerie sound breaks the silence. Music. He calls out, but there's no response, no one else around. Yet, the music keeps playing. Could this be something paranormal?
You guys cool if I come in now? Hello? Again, it is pitch black for me, but you guys get to see.
Still looking for answers, Frank moves toward another mausoleum, this one darker, and feeling even creepier. As he gets closer, he hears strange noises up ahead. He calls out again, nothing. But when he shines his flashlight, something even weirder happens.
I think this area is even more darker than the other one. What the hell was that? Hola? Those CDs are the creepiest CDs. They're always moving. Look at the one to the right. It's like swinging. I want to see if I can hear what I heard again.
The CDs hanging around him start swaying on their own, moving unnaturally. Then, behind him, he hears a noise. Spinning around, Frank gets the feeling he's being watched by unseen eyes.
Oh, I just got goosebumps. Sorry if I'm not pointing it at the... I'm using like 2 cameras here.
Refusing to back down, Frank moves forward. As he nears a gated entryway, he's sure he sees someone. He cautiously pushes open the bar door and peeks inside, but finds nothing.
Soy un amigo. I can't see. Nothing. Oh my god. I literally just saw somebody standing right here at the side. Now, I could hear a banging going on, coming from the far back right mausoleums. I just don't know where it's coming from exactly.
Still, the eerie presence lingers. Every step he takes, every sound he makes, is met by something unseen. The cemetery feels alive with activity, and Frank is on edge. After an intense night of investigating, he decides it's best to wrap up his exploration. But one thing is clear: whatever was in that cemetery, it was watching him. Our next 2 investigators set out to explore a haunted building rumored to be home to the spirit of a girl on the upper floors. Soon after starting, they heard noises from upstairs, giving the rumors some weight. While checking the rooms, they got locked inside one, definitely not part of the plan. Later, while messing with the electricity for some reason, they heard a sharp, chilling noise behind them, like a metal tool hitting the floor. On the top floor, Hugo tried to speak to the spirit, and when she actually showed up, he ran.
Alguien con nosotros. Están cerradas. Oh, escúchate el tubo. Escucho un tubo. Tubería. Escucho un tubo. Hola. ¿Qué fue eso? ¿Qué fue eso? Fue de allá, güey. Este es el baño. ¡Uy! ¡Uy, güey! Se cerró, güey, se cerró. Se cerró la puerta, güey. Se acaba de cerrar la puerta, güey. Se acaba de cerrar la puerta, güey. Uy, se escucha un ruido arriba. Hola. ¿Alguien está aquí? Güey. Se escucha arriba, güey. Mira, mira cómo la tengo. Fue eso. Se escuchó la llave. No, güey, está bien tenso aquí, güey. Se escucha como si le pegaran a la pared. En el segundo piso, güey. Eso fue en el segundo piso. Entra, hasta por acá, a ver qué hay. Está bien sofocado. Güey, ¿qué fue eso? ¿Qué fue eso? ¿Escuchaste? Fue algo aquí cerca, güey. Mira arriba. Mira arriba. Güey, se siente bien feo aquí, Lalo, güey. Se escuchó ruido aquí, güey. Aquí fue, güey. Fue al lado de mí, güey. Mira. ¿Viste eso? Se movió la silla, güey. Se movió. ¿Viste eso? Lo grabé, güey. Lo grabé. Güey, no mames.
Lo grabé, Max. Se acaba de mover la silla, güey.
No, yo no, güey, neta.
Ten cuidado. Se movió, güey. Está grabado, güey. Aquí lo tengo, güey. Mira, aquí está grabado, güey. La silla se acaba de mover.
está livianita, güey. Y está livianita, güey. De aquí viene el ruido, güey. Güey. ¿Escuchaste eso? Ay, no. ¿Escuchaste eso? ¿Escuchaste a alguien?
No, Lalo, güey.
¿Qué fue eso? ¿Escuchaste eso? Se escuchó alguien como lloró, güey. Hola.
Es que está bien denso, güey, aquí, güey. Más que la primera vez.
Se escuchó un ruido, güey. Hola. ¿Estás escuchando lo mismo que yo, güey? Está tétrico este pedo. Allá se ve la luz de Max. Ay, güey. ¿Qué fue eso? ¿Qué es eso? ¿Qué es eso? ¡Oh, la güey! ¡Max! ¡Max! ¡Max, Max! ¡Max, güey! ¡Ve, güey! ¡Ve algo arriba, güey! ¡Ve algo arriba, güey! ¡Arriba, arriba, 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 arriba! ¡Arriba, güey! Vi una mujer, una niña, no sé qué era, güey. Vi una mujer, una niña, güey. Te lo juro, güey. Güey, vi a alguien sentado, güey, al final, güey. Escuché un ruido, güey. ¿Estás grabando? Güey, me asusté, güey. Se escuchó un ruido al fondo y vi algo, güey. Vi alguien sentado, güey. Vi alguien sentado, güey. No te estoy mintiendo, güey. Espérate, güey. Güey. Güey, ¿qué pedo, güey? Max. Max. El radio, güey. Lo dejé arriba. ¿Qué hacemos, güey?
No, güey, no. Güey, no.
Se escuchó el radio. Apúrate, güey, apúrate. Uy, güey. ¿Qué fue eso?
¿Escuchaste?
¿Qué fue eso? ¿Qué fue eso?
So what do you think? Real ghost encounter or just nerves getting the best of them? Instagram user Dr. John Bezrouche grabbed attention after sharing strange footage recently recorded in the Florida Keys.
That started as a small little thing and then just kind of...
Now it's huge.
The video, filmed in mid-March, shows people at a restaurant bar in the Florida Keys staring up at the sky, confused by a strange shape slowly moving through the evening air.
That started as a small little thing and then just kind of...
At first, it looks like an odd-shaped cloud, but as the video goes on, it starts to get even weirder. A witness shouts, "Look, it's giving off sparks."
What is that? It's like sparkly.
The strange object seems to release sparks, or glowing pieces as it slowly moves away.
What the heck?
Someone else in the video asks, "Is that a SpaceX rocket?"
Another SpaceX rocket?
Given the location, many people in the comments believed it was likely connected to rocket activity. After all, the Florida Keys are close to Cape Canaveral and Merritt Island, the most active rocket launch area in the UAs. However, not everyone agreed with that explanation. User yellserp.nivek shared a very different opinion, commenting, "SpaceX failing to break through the firmament again. It's all a big performance to continue the lies about spaceflight and the ability for NASA to steal $26 million daily from taxpayers for making movies about outer space exploration, knowing we cannot get past lower Earth orbit. Whether you think it's a regular rocket launch or something more suspicious, this strange footage is causing debate online, showing just how mysterious and controversial Florida's skies can be. A boy took the lives of his own siblings in a horrifying act. The house where it happened has been abandoned ever since, untouched for decades. Still, Moxley decided to investigate, hoping to uncover the truth behind the lingering paranormal energy. From the moment he arrived, things felt off. Disembodied voices, knocking, and heavy footsteps echoed through the house. The voices seemed to warn him to leave, but Moxley didn't listen.
If there's anyone here, can you make yourself known? Hello? Right, let's take a little walk around. Somebody just speak then. Hello? Could have sworn I heard a voice. There's a bin truck going past. What was that rustle? What the hell? If you're here, you want to speak, step forward and speak with me. And again, I'm not making this up. I'm hoping the camera's picking this up. It just sounded like a whisper, that male voice right behind me. I'm not too sure what it said, but it definitely said something then. If you're here, you want to speak, step forward and speak with me. And again, I'm not making this up. I'm hoping the camera's picking this up. It just sounded like a whisper, that male voice right behind me. I'm not too sure what it said, but it definitely said something then. Are you watching what I'm doing? Can you make a noise for me? If that was you, can you do it again? Ooh, and again? Go check. So you've got somebody to watch your back all the time. When you're on your own, you're just so vulnerable. Whether it be... Hello? Like a shuffle. Somebody just talk then. What? Is there someone there? Oh, I just twited my ankle, my shin. Guys, I've not even pulled any equipment out yet. No, it is. I've heard whispers. I swear to God. Upstairs, somebody spoke to me right behind me, and then the same thing just happened just a second ago through this side. Can you repeat that last message? Take you guys with me for this. I heard a knock, had a bang, and it was quite a big bang as well. Hello? What the heck? There's like a presence right behind me. I could feel it. It just all of a sudden just come all over me. Evil. Hello? That's got to be somebody here. The camera's got to have picked that up. Somebody just shouted.
Would you have stayed after hearing those voices? Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can stay updated with our latest videos.